in maybe like a market setting, like
Yeah, they're
Minos.
buying the stuff to make the bunting.
Yeah, and like maybe sort of near Joe's shop, like Minos is coming back from some maintenance and then buying some bunting.
Yeah, Minos is holding like a roll of crepe paper or something, and like checking two different colors against each other.
And Brian, our fun little raccoon man, just sort of he notices him from afar. Is like has been following him, but is like he like looks at his watch. He sort of he's hyping himself up to do this. And he scurries forward and knocks his shoulder against Minos, and as he does it, he slaps it. He puts his hand up underneath Minos' shirt and slaps it onto his back and then he goes, "Yo, hey, whoa.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here." Yeah. Yeah,
It's like the idea of a magnetic listening device, just like dunk on the back of Minos.
Yep. But maybe not even magnetic. Maybe it's got some sort of like.
Epoxy on it.
I was just gonna try to figure out the word adhesive. My brain was not coming up with the word adhesive very well, but it's got some sort of adhesive on it. And he just slaps it up against Minos' back, and he goes, "Hey, quit blocking the walkway, man."
Was that? There was 5 feet on either side of it.
It's crowded. Don't be an ass.
My apologies.
Anyways, you're gonna want to go with the purple. It goes better with the yellow. And he just sort of.
Perfect.
He just sort of he goes, "See you later, loser. Stop blocking the walkway next time. Shuffle in a bit, you know." And he just sort of scurries off.
Is this when we have a party?
I think we have a party.
Is there a party happening?
I feel like Theo and Davey and Minos were possibly planning this anyway. Like, oh, you thought it was just a cardboard sign. No. Also, like, they have 5 children who are very excited. We're just like, we need to have a party. Just like, kids, just like, no, party.
One of the kids definitely says, if you need an excuse, make it for my birthday. And it's like, babe, your birthday's was 3 months ago. But, what if we had another birthday party?
How do you say no to this? It picks up one of their siblings and wiggles them.
It could be one of their birthdays and we just don't know it.
Theo has face palmed a little in the past. You're just like, okay.
Party time!
Party time!
So this is like in the community space, like a gathering area, and I feel like little lights have been strung up, like little additional lights, or maybe, oh no, I like this actually. Some of the fuel pipelines, the ones with the glowing fuel, have been sort of recoupled to drape around the area. We've got this party space, and it's like maybe the tables have been cleared out, or they're like folded up again. This is very for like community center. Like it's not fancy, but the fact that it's quite dimly lit, except for the glowing, maybe makes it easier to hide the the slightly shoddiness of it.
Maybe somebody's taken some of the plants from outside and like hung them on the wall, like some of the like glowing ivy.
And the kids have like maybe put some pictures up and stuff like that.
The kids have made bunting.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Also, because the visual of Minos holding up a small child to pin bunting in place is very good.
Yes.
This is why you have tall friends.
Good job.
I love Minos so much.
Bless this big robot man.
I love him.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I feel like there's probably people that knew Sol before are here. Like maybe
The Raptors!
Yeah, we invite the Raptors. Peregrine is here.
Oh, I see. They're called the Raptors. This is like Joe in character. Oh, they're called the Raptors because they're all named after birds.
Basically, it's yeah.
Meryl like pats him on the back and is like, "Yeah, you're getting it, Joe."
Yeah. I mean, I just figured it's a hawk. I've already forgotten that one's name, but it's a bird.
Peregrine.
God.
And Max just like smirks over the top of it. Okay, maybe they'll invite Carrie to join.
I was just about to say the same thing. High five.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's like, I feel like, because I really like visual of just like a group of people are playing music. And like, it's lots of, because there's people are always going to make music and it's very good.
Yeah.
Minos has a little party hat on.
Oh, bless. I thought we were gonna say he was like blasting music through his internal speakers.
But a party hat is better.
He's got a big roomy cavern in his chest that he just puts a phone in and it just amplifies the noise.
Fucking yes.
No, that would make it hard to speak. No, he just has a party
yeah.
hat. He is refilling people's drinks, making sure that everyone has had enough to eat.
I feel like
Very good.
one of Joe's like weird inventions is playing music.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Like an
Yes.
automated hurdy-gurdy or like what the marble machine or something
My
like
God, wait, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
an automated
Love.
hurdy-gurdy sounds fucking amazing.
That rules. I think that Hyacinth has insisted that Meryl dance with her.
that.
And so they're just
Defo.
like doing the very enthusiastic 11-year-old version of dancing. Which is fine because Meryl doesn't really know how to dance either.
Aw.
Exactly.
So they're just like jamming out.
I want to
Jamming.
paint the visual that because it's good, and and I just like this. The baby, like princess, has been handed over to Joe because Joe is dependable, and the visual of Joe with a baby is hilarious and good.
Joe with a papoose and a baby.
Very little.
But Theo has handed princess off to Joe so that they can dance with Davy.
And Joe is just like, I am terrified I'm gonna ruin that. I'm gonna fucking destroy this baby if I move a muscle, so I'm just standing here.
I feel like this is not the first time they've given the baby to Joe either. It's just like he freezes every time.
Every single time.
It's
Every
Absolutely.
time.
I think another thing about Minos, Minos does not have Astrid on his shoulders, but Astrid is following with a tray. That they are like together being the concierge.
I need you guys to picture like a little 4-year-old with white blonde hair doing the dandelion fluff thing, just trailing after an 8-foot tall robot man in a cable knit sweater. Taking their
Dying.
duty
Don't
very
say
seriously.
we never gave you anything.
This is
listeners.
domestic bliss at its height, I swear to God.
Yes, which is why you should all have some interactions before it gets ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Is there any particular conversations that we want to happen before Rascal and Blackjack burst in?
I was just going to say, does anybody really, or do we all just want Rascal to arrive?
Well, I was saying, no, I think like Davy is just like doing the like really cute, like whispering like stupid little stories or like jokes into Theo's ear because they're just being adorable and utterly ridiculous.
Casual reminder that Davy is significantly taller than Theo, and it's good.
Yep.
I forgot that Davy's like tall. I keep thinking of Davy as being like a kid almost.
It's just because stood next to Joe, he's he's just that little
How
bit.
tall is Davy?
Davy is like just under 6 foot.
Okay, so he's still like a hand span
Yeah.
shorter than Joe.
Yeah.
I do have the brilliant image of Meryl manages to like guide Hyacinth over to where Sol is. Where's Sol? Is Sol here? She better be here.
It's a party for Soul.
Sol's here. Oh my god. I feel so. I shouldn't feel guilty because the entire motto of this show is be on your bullshit. So I just kind of feel like Sol is hanging out near the punch bowl.
Of course she is.
But because there are little rugrats around, she hasn't spiked it, but she definitely has a hip flask that, you know, she ducked into. I was going to say that, like, while party preparations were going on, she managed to slip away and go to the monkey's uncle, and the bartender is still the same, and they gave her a bottle, like a mid-shelf bottle of whiskey that she filled a hip flask with to bring, because she knew there was no way she was getting through this particular incident sober.
That's actually really great, because I was going to be like, if she didn't have a hip flask, Meryl was going to have a hip flask for her. But I also like the image of Meryl coming over, and she, as Meryl is talking to her, she takes Soul's hip flask, finds that it's like already half empty, and swaps it with hers.
That's really cute.
which also has
Sisters.
whiskey in it, to be clear.
She was just prepared.
She's just prepared.
Yeah.
She knows Saul. And she goes, so, are you going to ask her to dance with you?
Soul takes a long pull from her flask and says, I don't want to crush her feet. You know, I'm not the most graceful person in the black.
I think you should consider it, though. At least ask. That's it.
Soul kind of like side-eyes Meryl and kind of like swishes the flask around, realizes how much more full it is now, and just kind of nods and says, thanks.
Yep, just looking out for my best big sister.
Aw.
I'm your only big sister.
Doesn't mean you're not the best. And she dances away.
Joe is giving like begging eyes to Meryl, like, please take this child away from me.
Max is just sat watching Joe with this baby, drinking, just delighted in watching this whole thing.
Meryl will eventually get Max to dance with her as well. Because she would be a hypocrite otherwise.
So, Mab, I would like to, if you are okay with it, have Soul, like, coming over to invite Carrie to dance, but before Soul makes it all the way over, that's when the party gets interrupted.
Very quietly, I must say, since Zach has asked that Blackjack arrive first, so it will be pretty quiet.
So the party doesn't get so much interrupted by Blackjack as it is quietly joined.
This
by
super
Blackjack.
hot dude just shows up and everybody's like, who is that?
Joe is making speculative eyes at this newcomer.
It's like, you thought Joe was pretty? Have you seen this man?
Yes, Blackjack slouches in.
It doesn't slouch. I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
Slinks
Now,
in.
hold on one diddly darn fucking second.
Does he slink
Slinks?
in?
Yeah, does he slink in?
Sashay. Does he sashay in?
No, he slips inside.
Ah.
Like, the door opens, someone comes in, it closes again. What I think happened was he landed and, like, asked, like, not like the first person that he saw, but he, like, found someone who looked like they knew things and asked where he could find Davy Jane. And kept doing that until he made it into this room. And there's a bunch of people in this room, and the lighting is all, like, moody and stuff for party mood. So he asks someone else, who is it fun that he asks?
Yeah,
Joe.
Joe.
Yes.
Who is holding a baby.
Who's holding a baby. And he goes, I'm sorry, I didn't see the little one.
Joe looks a little starstruck.
He goes, do you know where I might, find Davy Jane?
Oh, yeah, of course. He is right over there, and if you are going to talk to him, and Joe takes the baby off and
Yes.
hands it to if you're going to talk to Davy, please give him back his child.
Perfect. Fuck yes. Thank you, Sam, for this gift.
First of all, Blackjack knows how to hold a child. So Blackjack just is holding this child, and Blackjack is going, okay. Blackjack is like slightly blue screen. Like, Davy has a what? Okay. Compartmentalize.
You're not one to talk.
And the door opens again, and this puppy enters. This, like, adolescent wolf dog slinks in after him.
Oh. Joe is going to pet this dog.
The dog will tolerate it. So this beautiful man looks over at Davy and is holding his child. And is standing next to Joe.
Can I just say if this, because this is funny to me, that they're there and the way it turns and Theo just stops where they're dancing with Davy and just like, Who the fuck is that gorgeous man holding Princess?
Davey's like, what? I thought Joe was holding him.
No, a different gorgeous man.
Oh. He looks up and he just stops.
And Joe goes, yeah, see, there they are.
Are you okay, Davy?
I think Davy like steps away and then immediately like starts crossing over to Blackjack.
Yeah, Blackjack is also going to like step closer, like away from Joe.
It's dog petting time for Joe.
Joe's like, thanks, I'll take this distraction.
We did the dog.
I may have had a child of yours foisted off on me.
I'm okay.
Would you like to take her back?
Yes.
Okay.
But also, and so like takes Princess under one arm and then uses the other to give Meridian a nice big hug.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you'd remember me, Davy.
Oh my god. Yes, of course I do.
It's been almost 25 years. Obviously,
Yeah.
Meridian. Obviously, Blackjack is hugging him back. Like,
Well, yes, of course. He's not heartless. Oh, what? It's been.
Davey,
It's
do we
been
know
almost.
this man?
Yes, this is my cousin, Theo Minos.
Theo is sort of steps over, having been sort of abandoned on the dance floor, as it were. Sort of comes up like slowly, like not quite sure what's going on.
Blackjack is 6'1" and is like looking up at Minos, like, "Oh, this is new for me, actually."
I kind of want Rascal's entry to happen here.
Yeah.
Before Blackjack can say
Anything else?
anything else.
We cut to the outside of the station where a massive battleship hangs in the sky as a number of smaller cruisers move into dock. Every speaker in the below plays a trumpet sound.
Blackjack just groans and rolls his eyes so hard they roll back into his head.
And then we cut to the bridge of the tall boy where there is a microphone that Rascal is playing a trumpet into.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Oh my god!
And he says, Maeva, Gunnery's captain, if you're bored of that pile of yarn you got, why don't you tell him who we are?
She stands up. She goes, now announcing the king of the Starborn fleet, the captain of the Tall Boy, the scourge of the galactic hegemony, Rascal the Mighty.
Blackjack, I fucking hate this guy so much.
She sounds very tired.
Max drops her drink like, the fuck is he doing here?
Carrie's like, scourge of the hegemony. Okay, sure.
Blackjack is like, a hand over his face.
Assisting the Pact of Three as well is in there somewhere.
Rascal holds his hand out for the microphone again.
She hands it back
He
over.
takes it and says, I hear you got a metal man on there.
Every eye turns to Minos.
Hello. I've been dreaming about this man and I needs to meet him. Bring him to me ship.
Okay.
And then all the speakers start to play their normal music again.
I like the idea that the speakers on the below are just always playing music though. Like that's pretty good.
That's good.
Well, I mean the ones in the party,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Blackjack is just like, he always has to be the most dramatic bitch in the room. Apologies, princess. Actually, no, he like puts his hands over the baby's ears.
There are like 5 more children around here.
What? What was that?
Yeah, in the background, Max just goes around just like, excuse me, I need to go speak to a cat about some money, and kisses her on the cheek and starts heading out of the party.
Babe, what? And Blackjack is like, do you want me to go talk to him? I will go talk to him.
Are you asking me that?
I'm gonna go talk to him.
I don't know who he is. Should I? Minos
Oh,
There's so much happening right now.
his.
I need to sit down.
For lack of a better idiom, his bark is worse than his bite. But
Uh-huh.
Soul saunters over and looks Minos up and down and is just like, who the fuck did you piss off while I was gone?
He's no one.
I don't know. I do my best to treat everybody with respect and kindness.
You feel a slight tugging at your pant leg, and a very earnest 4-year-old is looking up at you and beckons for you to come down so they can whisper in your ear. And, and
that's a sight.
Astrid is like, "Are you in trouble?"
I don't know. No. I will be fine.
They hug his leg.
Mm-hmm. And he looks up and says, I don't know if I'll be fine.
Oh my god. This is adorable.
I think Davy just kind of like finds a chair and sits down in it and has his face in his hands and is just like, what? Hold on. Should I go? Minos, you stay here. Or should you come with us? I don't know. That sounds like a very large thing, a very large to-do going on outside, and I don't want anyone to get blown up because some scrouge of the hegemony decides that he needs to look for you.
Davy,
Yes.
I will go talk to him.
Can you tell him to, like, take it down 7 notches?
No.
I don't think he's capable of doing such a thing, but I will
Okay.
go and speak to him and find out what is going on. He is not going to do anything to the station.
I hope not, because I have nothing to threaten him with.
Davy, he is not going to do anything to the station.
Okay.
Okay? And Blackjack kind of like looks at Theo and then looks back at Davy and is like, it is really, really good to see you again.
Aww.
We'll time this out better in a moment.
I feel like that aw was Joe in character. Like aw.
Yeah, we'll take a rain check. I'll be back as quickly as I can. And he leaves again.
It's probably quite easy for him to catch up with Max and Meryl.
Oh, Meryl didn't go after Max.
Oh, she didn't. Even better. This is perfect.
No, Max just left, and Meryl was like, "What? You have to go to talk to a what about what?"
Then Max will say over her shoulder, she's just like, "Oh, I'll explain later." Now I'm just really amused by the notion of Blackjack and Max.
That's a really good image.
Of just like the two of them walking towards the dog.
Joe's gonna pat Meryl on the head again.
Meryl will just like half-heartedly pat his hand away.
Sibling slappy fight is what's happening here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
So, do we cut to the dock?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
good.
so.
Yep.
Have you all seen Thor Ragnarok?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember Loki coming in on the mist
Yes.
on that big ship?
Oh my
Uh-huh.
god. It is I, your savior. Yes. Amazing.
Yes. So there's like the tall boy is still outside because it can't. It's way too big to come into this ship into the station.
Yeah, no shit.
So a shuttle is coming down, and this is like a skiff of the Treasure Planet style.
Mm.
So it's open air, but with like a force field around it. And standing on the bow, arms out, foot up on the bow of the ship, comes Rascal the Mighty, who does have a kitty cat tail.
Oh my god.
A big, huge, fluffy tail that comes through. Like the split in his jacket goes up just above his tail to allow his tail to kind of thrash freely. And she says, "Well, what a scurvy place this is. Strange that my metal man lurks here in this strange place, but I will find it."
Rascal, don't be rude.
Blackjack, me old mate. He drops off. There's this huge thud of his weight landing on the dock. And he says, "Maeve, you know what they say about cats and dogs. Well, it doesn't matter a thing about me and this old wolf here."
Max also standing there like, I don't know who this man is, but
Viva's just like hopped down. She's like,
Max is stood behind, not engaging, just like, and there's this tap of metal on metal.
I do think Blackjack and Max must have been like, you have to talk to him too? Yeah, I'm Blackjack, I'm Max, like...
Mm-hmm.
The awkward interaction, yes.
Blackjack would not have not introduced himself.
Oh, yeah, sure. Max would have been she would have been cordial enough.
So this is incredible.
He grabs Blackjack up in a big furry hug, lifts him bodily up into the air.
Which is not something that very many people can do.
No, I mean, so Rascal he was like a 35-pound cat, and when he was a normal cat.
Yeah.
And now he's a huge cat man.
I'm sorry, he was a normal cat at one point?
Yes.
In Cats
Oh
of
my God.
Cthulhu, yes.
That
It
was
the
Rascal's
Norwegian
initial
forest cat.
incarnation. Yeah, it was Rascal the Mighty. He was so fun. That's a great arc. You should all go back and
That's
listen
a
to
great
that,
arc.
listeners. And so he is like huge. He is in D&D terms or large size.
Yeah.
He's 10 feet tall, like extremely broad, heavy as all get out.
Yeah.
Probably like a 500 to 600 pounds, maybe more.
Yeah.
So he can just pick people up like ragdolls.
Yeah, and Blackjack is like 6'1", like he's like a normal size, but he is like very, very dense because of the wolf.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's not like he necessarily, like, he doesn't look that big, but like you try to pick him up and that's like a pain in the fucking butt. And
Like picking up a bulldog.
yeah, and Rascal I think is probably the only person who can actually pick Blackjack up like he's like a puppy. I was about to say like a kitten, and I was like, he's a wolf.
I also, like, Miva's entrance is definitely, like, she flips herself up and over the, like, banister onto the front of the ship, and, like, just a little bit of a, when she lands, like, a very, very tiny little tapping noise as she, like, lands on both of her feet, because she's little compared to the thump.
I have a question. I'm
Yeah.
raising my hand, like anyone can see it. Is Parker there? Can Parker be there?
Yeah, I was just about to say that he probably brought Parker along too.
Yeah. I'm just trying to decide like how they position themselves. I think they're probably just like a half step behind and probably to the right of Rascal. Although his eyes go really wide when he sees Blackjack.
It's cute.
But I'm not sure he says anything though. I think it's just like purely body language, like, oh wow, this person is here and I didn't expect to see them and they're so
Bless.
cool.
Bless.
Oh no. Okay, because Blackjack probably knows a few of these people, so Blackjack is like still being hugged by Rascal and like kind of like turns his face enough that like he can get words out and goes, "Hello, Miva. Hey, Parker."
Miva just sort of gives a fuck, like a little, like, nod, like, Blackjack. She's, like, settling in, like, rogue, kind of, like, looking around. She's a little, like, a little sneaksy. She looks a little, like, freaked out by how much space there is on this dock.
Rascal puts Blackjack down and like kind of wipes off his cat hair off of his shoulders and says, "Well, these are some fancy duds, friend. What, we're at a party or something?"
Well, that was kind of what I was aiming for, and then
Oh my goodness, it's Maxine Valero.
Where is my fucking cred, you mangy pirate scum?
oh,
Oh yes. Well, if I could direct you to my accountant/gunnery captain.
I'm sorry, what?
I see you're foisting your problems off on your crew again, Rascal.
A crew comes together to help each other.
You're gonna need more than help from a fucking crew when I'll get hold of you. And she starts marching up towards Rascal.
Miva's like, oh, I'm sorry. Were you speaking to me? How much does the big guy owe you?
Good question.
Oh, he's got a tab.
No, of course he does. Of course.
And Max like gets up close, and like Max's average height maybe like 5'6", like 5'7".
Rascal is double her height.
Yeah. I literally just like, because it won't hide, just like thumps a hand on his chest and just like, I should repossess those claws. That's what I should do.
Oh no, not me claws. Not me nice little claws.
Yeah,
It left me a declawed cat.
yeah, I made you.
Oh,
Blackjack like folds his arms and looks very smug.
Miva's like giggling at this point. Like she's like, okay, yeah, no, this is fine.
I'll refer you. Blackjack. This girl, she can do the best, the greatest of work. Look what she did for me. Rascal flexes his hands, and like a cat who like unsheathing their claws that have retractable claws. 10 lightsaber blades come out of his fingers.
Miva's like
Or
so
like
used
laser
to this.
claws.
She's just like, yeah, all right.
Blackjack nods and is like, very, very impressive, my dear. Now, do you want to tell me why you just blasted your intentions across the entire station?
Oh, well, yes. You see, I've been having these dreams, and you know how my dreams are often prophetic in some way.
I am aware, yes.
Well, I've been having dreams of a silver man with a starlight sword, and I believe he is either my destiny or my death.
Or both.
Or both, exactly. So I figured I must find him as quickly as I can, and I've been told by my information brokers that there is indeed a metal man on this here station. It could be my silver man. He could have repainted himself or plated himself to get away from me.
You're not planning on hurting anybody on this station.
Are there people to hurt?
Is there someone who deserves it?
In dramatic irony. Because I don't think Blackjack knows that Linwood is here.
Mm-hmm.
No.
As far as I am aware, there are not. There are children aboard, in fact. You do well to... I can't ask you to tone it down because I know that you won't, but...
You know how good I am with kids, Blackjack.
Yes, I know, but if you would... I would prefer if you didn't scare them, please, Rascal.
Who's gonna be scared of a big kitty?
Well, when you blast his voice across an entire station in the middle of their party...
Oh, so there is a party.
Well, it sounds like you've got some kittens to introduce me to.
Love him.
Well, we'll see what their father has to say about that.
Miva's already like shaking her head and turns back to Max and is like, all right, so explain exactly how much I owe you again.
There's no time for that. We've got to look at this party.
All right, we'll discuss this later.
Oh, we will.
And they march off to the party.
This is so good.
I love Rascal so much.
Imagine that Rascal is flat broke and controls this whole fleet of pirates by force of will alone.
I have a very
Sheer
important
charisma.
question.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
How tall are the ceilings on the below, and is Rascal going to fit into this room?
I feel like he's ducking a little bit. You know, cats are liquid, so it's probably okay. He can manage to squeeze himself through without looking like a complete and utter awkward mess. The room feels a lot smaller once he gets into it. But it's definitely like...
Anything I can fit my head into.
Exactly that
Oh my
energy,
God.
like getting into the party.
When he comes in, Meryl looks at Max and goes, "Oh, I see. You had to talk to a cat about money. Okay."
Yeah.
Joe is just looking at this big cat boy and going,
God, I wish that were me.
wow, it's a big boy.
Who's that big man?
Who's that big man?
I think Rascal like sticks his head through the door first, and then Blackjack like kind of like shoves his body aside so that Max and Miva and Parker can come in,
Miva sort of slinks in.
and goes to Minos or goes to Davy and says, "So that's Rascal."
So Kill the Kill is not a great anime.
Good start to your sentence. Let's see where this is going.
But if you watch the first episode, there's a character named Gamagori who is always the biggest thing on screen, and regardless of his actual size. And there's a great shot of him entering a room in the first episode where he just climbs through because he's like in that scene like a huge individual. And that's basically what it looks like for Rascal to enter any room. I think it's Gamagori. I watched that like years and years ago.
It's good. It's a good visual, regardless.
Miva's just shaking her head like, all right.
So that's Rascal. I promise he's a friend. Do you know a metal man?
I mean, I know Minos.
I'd like to point out that at least 3 out of 5 children are now edging their way towards the giant cat man.
No, okay.
Hyacinth,
let's
T,
not.
and Els are just like approaching the giant cat man.
Okay.
Would it make you feel better if I went with them? He really is good with kids.
I would.
Would it make you feel better if we went with them?
My concern. Yes. I mean, yes. But again, my concern comes also with the fact that he came in tangentially threatening my good friend.
He intends no harm to anyone on this station. Not even Minos.
Unless there's anybody on the station who needs harm done to them, says Miva, piping up.
I'm a little more concerned with.
She winks at you.
Davy, can I introduce you?
Please.
Okay. And I bring Davy Jane over to Rascal.
Well, hello there, little one.
Oh, what? Okay, hello.
He is
Hi.
10 feet tall.
Yes, I would imagine anyone is little, yeah.
Rascal, this is Davy Jane, my cousin.
Oh, you're related to Blackjack here. What do you turn into?
He doesn't.
Oh my god.
Davy's just like, long, like, blue screens. It's his turn to blue screen. And then looks to Meridian.
The wolf was a recessive gene. Don't worry about it.
Ah, I see,
What?
I see.
I mean,
Human genetics are so interesting.
now he's just like, would my mom have told me this? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Rascal has the fun sensation of a small child grabbing hold of his tail with both hands.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
It's probably Els.
That's fun.
To be fair.
Rascal like swishes his tail and like drags the kid across the floor.
Oh.
That's bad, Rascal.
No, the children are
They're
having a
loving
blast,
it.
though. Children fucking love to be tossed around.
The children are having a blast,
Yeah.
but Meridian and Davy are both like, oh.
I think at this point, Hyacinth and T are also there to see if he can continue swishing his tail with 3 children hanging off it.
This huge bottle brush.
Parker offers his arms to, like, have children hang off of and swing them around.
Oh my god.
This is some party, huh? That's not in character, that's out of character.
Miva's stealing food. She's gone over to the food table and is just shoving things into her mouth.
Rascal has been having dreams of a silver man with a starlight sword.
Yes, do you know anyone of that meeting that description? I'm glad.
Theo steps up next to Davy and puts like their hand on the small of his back, just like I'm here with you.
Out of character, I'm more curious than how Meridian wouldn't recognize that descriptor.
What, the silver man with the starlight sword?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mac has no idea what the fuck is being talked about.
Isn't that Hyde?
It's Hyde.
That is Adra.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that at all.
Okay.
That's why.
It's okay, I was just kind of like, oh, did I just
No.
But also, like,
No.
I feel like out of context, like a silver man with a starlight sword, okay, it's been 20 odd years, but then being in the room with Davy, with Minos, who's clearly going to be Elsinore built.
Yeah. I think if Minos comes up and Blackjack looks at Minos, Blackjack goes, oh.
Now this one's shiny.
Oh.
This one's shiny, and I think he's made of metal. Yes, welcome to the below. Friendly. I like that. Are you hiding silver under there?
Davy,
Yes.
where are the kids? The other kids, I know where 3 of them are.
Swish, swish.
Astrid is probably behind Minos, and Princess is back with Theo.
I need ears to be covered, please, because I don't ever do this, but...
Ears covered on Princess.
If there's a child near Miva, she, like, isn't really sure what she's doing, but just sort of claps her hands over the ears of the child.
Rascal, I think I know who your silver man might be, and if I'm right, we might be a little bit fucked.
Well, not unless we want to be.
Parker looks scandalized.
Neva just like snorts.
That's just scene.
I want
it.
that to be the end of our recording today, frankly.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, yeah. I like how every single time I said a line as Miva, I used a different accent. I think that was very
good.
cool and sexy.
It was good.
As I was trying to find her voice.
It'd be that way.
We should clap.
All right.
We should do an outro.
We need to do
No, we got
outros.
outro.
We need to do outros, that's right. I forgot about outros.
Just don't acknowledge us. We're gone now.
We're gone now.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna be coming back
Bye.
anyway. So
It's true.
this has been us. This has been Follow the Leader. I've been Mac. You can find me on Twitter at Citadel of Swords. You can find this game and the other games that I've written at citadelofswords.itch.io. You can find us, the podcast, at FTLcast on Twitter and at FTLcast.com, where you can also find links to all the games that we've played so that you can go buy them and support the designers, and also our character gallery where you can see all of these beautiful characters in all of their glory. And you can also support us monetarily at patreon.com/FTLcast. And with me today has been, well, everyone, but I'll let them say their thing.
Indeed. I've been August. You can find me on Twitter at Harpydora. You can find me on itch at harpydora.itch.io.
I'm Mab. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and my new Patreon at Little Lady Mab on all three because branding.
Branding.
Branding!
Boat party voice. Branding.
Branding party. Wait.
I am the entity piloting the meat mech known as Jade. You can find me on Twitter at Jade Oxford Rose. You can also hear me on Dumb Kids Playing Hero and a number of other podcasts that you can find at Stones_Standing, our podcast guild. Best place to keep up to date with all of the projects that we do, all the streams that we stream, and all the charities that we're trying to support and do our little bit. That's me.
Cool. The next is me. Hello, I'm in Zach Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter, obviously in God. The music I do at iambugbear.bandcamp.com. You can pay me to run your tabletop game for you, please. I am but a student and I have no money.
You can imagine the kind of stress that I'm under.
He's really good at
I need
storytelling.
to pay my bills. That is it.
And I've been Sam. You can find me on Twitter at SAKalo, and you can find my art at samkalo.art. And you should pay me to draw stuff for you, because I am not a student anymore, but I also don't have any income right now, so...
Big yikes. I forgot to mention, we should start mentioning this, we do have a Discord server
Yes, we
where
do.
you can come and hang out with us and talk about these episodes and the shit that we are doing. And I think the link is pinned somewhere on our Twitter. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about
I
that.
think it's pinned.
Yes, it's pinned on the Twitter. Do I include it in the show notes?
We'll include it in
Oh
the
my
show
God,
notes.
We will include it in the show notes. So yeah.
You can also find my other podcast, Kitty Cat War Crimes, currently only on Podbean.
They're working on it.
You're working
I'm
on
working
it.
on it.
That's how we're recording. You're going to
Nice,
have
Mab.
3 months to fix that.
All right. We
Yeah.
will catch y'all on the flip side of this season.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
That Catman's going to be a problem.
I leave everything to your discretion.
Alright, mates, divide and conquer. Wait for the clockwork soldier to leave and jump him.
That sounds like a perfectly serviceable plan.
Hi, it's August, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on your podcast platform of choice, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about us using the FTLcast hashtag. We are also part of a nonprofit podcasting guild called Standing Stones Productions. We do a variety of shows, including The Room Where It Happened and Dumb Kids Playing Hero, 2 actual play shows, and a Steven Universe discussion podcast called Gay Space Rocks. We also do live streams at twitch.tv/standingstonesprod. You can keep up with everything that we do on Twitter at stones_standing. Unfortunately, Standing Stones was already taken. Your support means a lot. Thanks again!